Well, shooters, all of you out there, it's Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the hot lead zone. We're here at the range, and we're going to shoot our 357 maximum at 50 yards, and this will give us a real good idea of how these will behave in a hunting situation. Say we're going after hogs or deer from blinds or feeders, this kind of thing. This shoots just a medicine, but only if it shoots well, and if it shoots well at 25, let's see how well it does at 50. We know that 24 grains of 1680 powder is giving us 1940 feet per second from our Thompson Center Encore with the Bullberry 22-inch barrel. But we're going to go ahead and load 24.5 grains and test 25 and 26 grains also, because we want more power in the hunting field. Now also for a scope, I've got here a Tasco Euro class scope from many years ago. It's made in Japan, and it's not like the cheap Tasco scopes that we have today. This happens to be a scope that is everywhere as good quality as our more expensive scopes are today. But that was back then. Tasco morphed into a different kind of consumer type optics that we see today. Not as highly regarded, but this Euro class is a very good scope. A better look at this scope. It's got quality glass in there, Japanese made, and the power adjustment ring has no backlash, has the feeling of quality. Goes from 6 power to 20 power, has a adjustable objective. Okay, we're going to shoot 24.5 grains first, 5-shot group. We've already fouled the barrel and done a little preliminary zeroing. So some of you want to see the raw data, so there it is. There's the load. And there's the average 2019 feet per second standard deviation of 14.4. And more importantly, it's shot into less than an inch. Looks like about a 3/4 inch group down there, 50 yards. So this is 24.5 grains of 1680. 180 grain spear hot core bullet from 50 yards, and that's about a 3/4 inch group. These were the sighters. There's 2 of them there. So the second group, same load, 24.5 grains AA 1680. Second group, raw data, average of 2014.4 feet per second, standard deviation of 12.1. And we'll go ahead and have a look at those groups down there. Here's the second group, 24.5 grains. Put 4 of them there. That one was thrown out. But that's still pretty good performance. So then we went to 25 grains, and I shot the first group here and the second group there. That's about 1.1 inches. For both groups are about 1.1 inches. So this is the 25 grain load at 50 yards of 1680 powder. There's the raw data. And we're getting 2,035 feet per second, standard deviation of 19.3. And it's shooting just about an inch. Let's go down and have a look at those targets. What that means is it'll easily hit this circle at 100 yards. We're in business, but let's go ahead and test the 26 grain load. Oh, the 26 grain of 1680 load gave us that raw data, and it's 2,075 feet per second average for the 5 shots, standard deviation of 11.6, and the position of the limb saver deresonator is fine. The second 5-shot group with the 26 grains gave us 2,079.6 feet per second. The standard deviation went up to 22.1 though. And then not only that, that second group was a little bigger than the first one, but let's show you those. So here's the 26 grains of 1680 at 50 yards. Put 4 of them in one hole, and then that one was thrown out. I didn't call that as a bad shot, so that is a legitimate, little less than 1 inch group. So we shot a second group, and again, 4 almost went into one hole, but that one might have been a bad shot, but still, that's pretty good performance. It's about 1 inch and 3/8. So we're finding out that with all of the 1680 loads, you got a reliable 1 inch performance at 50 yards, and that means 2 inches at 100. And I've got it zeroed in now. I'll give it 1 click left, but I got it zeroed in for 100 yards. Well, if you can find any of these Tasco Euro class scopes used anywhere, snap them up, because they're Japanese optics and rivals all of the expensive scopes that we have today. And that Bullberry custom barrel in 357 maximum is rapidly becoming one of my favorite barrels. It may even be the most favorite barrel for the Thompson Center Encore because of the sheer accuracy and the very gentle nature, plus easy 2,050 feet per second power with those heavy 180 grain hot core spear bullets. So shooters, let's talk about what happened at the range today and the progress we're making on our 357 maximum project. And came home from the range, fired about 40 rounds, and using the Easy Ox that is recommended by Bullberry for their custom barrel, really cleans quickly, because 2 wet patches through the bore followed by a tight fitting dry patch, and that bore looks clean as a whistle. And not only that, but when it dries, the Easy Ox leaves a very nice shiny finish that is protecting from rust. So no more of that fire 3 shots to break it in and then clean, fire 5 shots and clean, fire 5 shots and clean, and we're cleaning so much. Bullberry recommends that we don't overdo the cleaning, because more barrels are damaged by cleaning than not. At any rate, Easy Ox. I still like Ed's Red for doing a lot of things like our handguns and this kind of thing, but for rifles now, this might be the way to go. I'm going to get a bigger jar of the Easy Ox from Bullberry, and I'll report more on that after I get that. But anyway, what happened today was we got some very accurate loads. So 26 grains of 1680 powder and the 180 grain bullet should just be about fine to handle almost any kind of short range hunting for hogs and deer that we might have. So I'm ready to go here. We've got about, looks like about 37 rounds left of this load, and so we're ready to go. But I intend to go to the maximum because this barrel is so strong, and looking at the primer signs, there's room for another grain of powder to be okay. This load is warm, but it's not excessively hot. So we're going to go to maximum, which is 27 grains of 1680 powder, and should be able to get 2,100 feet per second with the 180 grain bullet. That's even better. At any rate, my intention is to go ahead and load maximum, load about 50 rounds at 27 grains, and then shoot groups, and then adjust the limb saver deresonator to tighten up the groups, and do it that way, because this has been working out pretty well for me here with this particular barrel. I know some people don't like this because it doesn't work for them, but it seems to be working for this barrel. So at any rate, if you get one of these things and you don't like the way it works on one gun, you might put it on another, and sooner or later you're going to find one that'll work for you on, because what this does is it dampens the barrel vibrations, and also when you get the right positioning, it'll allow the best harmonics for accuracy with that load. And so I'm looking forward to going ahead with 27 grain maximum charge, which is safe, and then using the deresonator to adjust and tighten up the groups. And then with that, we should be able to go with a full maximum load instead of 26 grains, which is 1 grain below maximum. So that looks pretty good. In fact, I'm so enthusiastic about this particular barrel that this is probably going to be my favorite Thompson Center Encore barrel. It's a custom barrel, Douglas barrel, that's been machined by Bullberry to this configuration, and we're ready to go there. I am so enthusiastic about that I went ahead and bought a Lyman 4-die set for 38, 357, and 357 maximum. And this die set includes the taper crimp die that works so well in getting the crimp that we want. I don't have to use a 9mm taper crimper anymore because I've got one made for the 357 maximum. Okay, so anyway, we're ready to go, and good shooting to all of you out there. See you in the next video. Bye for now.